How's everybody doing? In today's video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of buying a guitar from Sweetwater. So I just did a video talking about the pros and cons of buying from Guitar Center. Now I'm going to do Sweetwater. So by comparison, the obvious shortcoming is that there's only one Sweetwater. They don't have stores like in every city. If you're a hardcore old school, like you need to play guitar before you purchase it, then that's probably a drawback for you. But personally, if I can see detailed pictures of the instrument, know how much it weighs, and see detailed specs, I can pretty much tell if I'm going to like it or not, or what I'll sort of feel about it. And Sweetwater does at least give you pictures of each instrument and tells you the weight and the serial number that you're looking at and everything, and you can choose which specific one that you're buying, which is a big deal because you could be spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on a guitar or more, and you would like to see the top of which one you're getting and know exactly that you're not buying something that's that expensive completely sight unseen. It gives you like a feel for what it's going to look like because you're seeing it in pictures. So as far as buying guitars, that is a comforting aspect of Sweetwater. The big positive to them is their sales team. So Sweetwater has really gotten to where they are based on their level of extremely high customer service. So the way it works is that if you put in an order to Sweetwater, you'll get like an automatically generated order confirmation email, and then your sales representative, which I think is based on your last name alphabetically, or it used to be at least. If you don't already have one, they'll assign you a salesperson, and that person will look at your order, and then they'll contact you and say, hey, I saw your order came through. Let me know how it goes. And then you have an open channel of communication at the very least. A lot of the time, if I'm just buying like a bunch of strings or a bunch of picks or something, I'll see that and I won't necessarily, respond to it. I mean, you don't have to respond to all those things. But if you do actually have questions about it, or if you have a problem with it, you can easily contact them because it's a person who has given you their contact information at that point, and you can get your issues resolved or figure out if there's a product that you also might like or that you might be better suited for. You can figure that out. So in that aspect, it helps them sell things, and that's how they've grown so much. But it's also nice as the customer because you're engaged with that person, going back and forth about your experience and what you're buying. And I've had, I think, 2 different salespeople at Sweetwater before, and they both seem to really know what they're talking about as far as guitars. The other thing that's nice is that you can email them. Let's say you're considering getting something. You can send them an email and say, hey, I'm thinking about getting this product. What do you think of it? I'm thinking about buying this guitar. Am I right to say that the neck feels like this or this? And then they can basically tell you whether or not you should get it. And in my experience, I have asked them about some pretty high value instruments, and they're pretty, open and honest about it, and they'll be upfront, and they're not going to try to sell you something that you don't like and have to take a return. So it allows you to also have that conversation to determine whether or not you might like something by buying it online sight unseen. That's kind of why they're there. It can be reassuring, or it could make you realize that, okay, maybe that product isn't for me, but then they'll have something else that might be, or maybe they don't. But I'll tell you this, even in the conversations that don't result in a sale that I've had with my salespeople, if I open a dialogue and say, I think I might like this, can you tell me about it? And then they tell me about it, and it turns out I wouldn't like it, then okay, then they don't try to push it on me. We're kind of like, okay, cool, then I wouldn't like that then. So maybe I'll wait for something else that I do like. But all of those conversations that happen where you don't buy something, for me, gives me some kind of a guilt. Like, I just wasted their time. The next thing I buy, I would like to buy from them because I've already been talking to them about buying stuff and I haven't actually pulled the trigger. So because of that sort of interaction, it makes me want to buy something from Sweetwater. Like, if I was going to buy a piece of new gear, I would prefer to buy it from my salesperson at Sweetwater because I've already talked to them about 10 other things that I didn't buy, and I feel like they know what they're talking about. They're not trying to force me to buy things that I don't like. So if there's something that I do like, I'll buy it from him. One negative aspect, though, is that while they do have like demo model discounts on certain things. They don't really have like a huge used selection in the sense that like how Guitar Center has. So it's kind of like a whole bunch of nice new stuff that basically everyone wants to buy from them because their customer service is so good, including me. I mean, I've kind of got a moral consideration of I want to get this Les Paul Custom at some point this year, and so far this year Sweetwater has not held any in stock that I've seen, and it's obviously because they probably have the longest list of back orders out of any retailer because everyone wants to buy from them. So, but I've already talked about it with my salesperson, and I don't think they would take it personally if I bought it from somewhere else, but I still would like to buy it from them. But I mean, their customer service is so good that it makes you, as a customer, it makes you think how much you would like to just buy it from them. It's weird. You know, no other instrument company is really like that as far as like big retailers. I mean, maybe like a mom and pop store that they would order you something and you talk to them about it, but this is like a big, huge retailer, and they still have that sort of customer connection that they form. So there you go. That's kind of my pros and cons of Sweetwater. You know, they don't have physical stores that you can go to. I mean, I think you can go to their campus, but it's like one location. They don't have like a great used selection, if any. But they have great customer service. They have really good detailed listings of each new guitar that you buy. You can see pictures of it. It's very comforting between the customer service and that. It's probably the most comfortable place online to buy a guitar where it's sight unseen. If you like this video, don't forget to share it and subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you guys next time.